Hello, name's TPDM here, and since, well, if this video doesn't take long to edit, today is October Day. Yeah, sorry, it's me, future editor Lewis here in the taking to say that Halloween has already passed 2 months ago, and I am very ashamed to say that yeah, I plan to post this on, well, October Day for Halloween special. So yeah, this video is about a whole Halloween special, but anyways, yeah, we have happy, I guess, very late Halloween. Oh god, I need to post videos, man. And that means Halloween. And since it's the month of spooky stuff, I wanted to share something interesting with you guys. It's kind of an interesting concept of a video game, and yes, I kinda stole this idea from a guy, and in his video he talked about ideas of games he could do if he could, and well, I had some ideas for games too myself if I could have the skills to even do one. But I only will talk about one game idea on this video, and well, if you guys want, I guess, to make this a reality, make this game, knock yourself out. But don't forget that this was my idea, and hey, contact me for, well, details, for the story, if you want to know, I guess. But without further ado, let's get on with it. The way I'm gonna do this is by parts. The first one being, well, the story. But it will only gonna be a little bit of the start of the story. I'm not gonna tell the full-on story. Maybe. If you guys want to know about it. But anyways. The second one is gonna be gameplay and how this game would work. I'm gonna show how this game is gonna work, how the gameplay is going to be, and how you're going to do stuff in this game, The third one is gonna be enemies, and this one is just gonna be explaining how the enemies works and how are they gonna be. The fourth one will be the game stuff and environment. It would be like, the scenario, the background you're in, and how this game background is going to work, or, etc. And the fifth one is going to be the conclusion, which is going to be the conclusion of this video, and, well, just pretty much some talk about it. Now that you know how it works, let's go to the parts. So about the gameplay, it would have a mishmash of various other games, like Dark Souls, kinda, Fist, Don't Starve, Metroidvania genre, puzzles, survival, crafting, horror, action, and etc. Let's talk about the second most important features. Let's talk first about the Fist part. So, this game will have a feature that'll make exploring a little bit more interesting. Yup, full 3D/2D Metroidvania game. I wanted to add this in the game because I find it unique for a /3D and 2D Metroidvania game. You see, of course there's other games that probably does this, but for me, I find this unique. Oh, and you might be thinking, well, how am I supposed to know that there's like something there or something over there? Don't worry. Items that you locate in a room will be highlighted in your perspective, if you're not in the right perspective. For example, let's say that there's an item in this room, and, well, you can't find it. Easy. There are gonna be two ways you can find this, well, indication that there's an item. One is by looking at the character. You see how he's looking?
he's looking at an item close by. Basically, when the character's looking, his head will be stuck, so just turn around in, well, the world and boom, item found. Or, you can go ahead and activate a hint type of thing. Basically, in the counters of your screen, in your corners or whatever, it's going to show a light that flashes like a beeping thing. And that means that you're gonna turn the camera around from, well, what's showing, so that you can, well, see the item. That's basically how it works. You might be also thinking, what about the map system? Is there even one? Or is it even gonna work on this type of thing? Well, don't worry. The map is on a top-down perspective, so it's more easier to be located or navigating throughout the room. Now let's talk about the Don't Starve type. On Don't Starve, there's a bar called Sanity. That bar says how sane you are, and you always have to keep it sane. If you start going insane or it drops down, you start to go insane and start seeing things that aren't there. And if that reaches 0, those things that you see attacks you. Well, I wanted to add this as a feature as well. And I wanted to add this in the game because this game is all about psychology, about stuff you're feeling, sadness, depression, and everything. So it makes sense to add this from a game like this. And that's basically your health, your sanity meter. That is going to be very important for your character. He's suffering from bad thoughts, and, well, he can't almost forget about them, but he can't really completely forget of everything that he, well, had as an experience. So he still suffers from seeing things that he shouldn't see, but it's good to maintain that, even if it's at 100%. That doesn't mean you're safe, but it means that you're at least a bit amount of sane, because that's your health. And you don't want that to drop down, because if that drops down, well, you don't really want to know what happens next. And one more thing, this thing is gonna be getting lower and lower by itself for a little bit, so yeah, you have to maintain it in some way. And there is only one way you can maintain your sanity, is by taking antidepressant pills. That's right, antidepressant pills. So here's the thing. There was one day that your character, he was feeling different, so he went to the doctor to inspect, and the doctor diagnosed him that he had, well, severe depression. So they diagnosed him with antidepressant pills so that he can still keep on sane and don't think about any type of dark thoughts or anything. So basically, that's gonna be your health replenisher, your sanity replenisher. So don't forget about, well, maintaining those things, because they are important for your character survival. Oh, and one more thing, these shadowy things, don't get caught by them. I'll explain soon later why. Just don't get caught by them. But I did not only wanted to add a sanity bar for this game, I also wanted to add some of the survival aspects, which is the thirst and the hunger. That's right. You have to maintain your character's sanity, the hunger, and thirst of your character. So basically, you have to keep him alive. It's not only his mind, it's also his, well, body, I guess. He thinks that he's staying there for, well, days or even years. But in actuality, you're just... I won't tell, since that would be kind of spoiling throughout the story. I want to see if you guys can discover it on yourselves in the comment section. I want to see if you guys can know it. And don't worry, you won't have to go on the back thing else to do the business, you know? Since...
Hey everybody, it's me, future Lewis editor here, and so what I meant to say in this part is that you don't need to go to the bathroom to do your, business and stuff, because that would be annoying for the game's core mechanic, which is the survival aspect. That's what I meant to say. That's it. Continue watching.
That's going to be very annoying. So how do you find food? Food can be found around your home, on the ground, inside stuff, or even by these things. I'll explain later. Water? Well, kind of like food, you can also find it on the ground, inside shelves, or anything else. But you can also get it on faucets by your house, on sinks, or anything from above on faucets, or even by... Yup, I know it's disgusting, but it's everything for survival. Anyway, you don't even have to worry if you need to filter the water or anything. It's water, just drink it. Let's change subjects of survival by combat. Now, you might be thinking, why did I say Dark Souls? Pretty simple, really, because there's gonna be rolling. I love the series Dark Souls, and I wanted to add this for, well, I guess you could say an easier gameplay of combat shorts that I'm gonna explain. So basically, there's going to be an stamina, and a dodge and attack system. Kinda, in a way. You have a standard stamina that cannot be upgraded, so it's always like that. So you don't have to worry if you need to upgrade or anything your character. Your character is your character. He's a human, so he has his own stamina. So the dodge is going to be pretty useful for incoming attacks and projectiles. And about the attacking part, there's the thing about it. There's going to be two ways you can, well, attack these things. One is by melee weapons. The other option is by guns. Yes, baby. America. There's gonna be guns in this game that you can use for self-defense, ranged attacks, and that's not all. There's also gonna be, well, projectiles attacks, like grenades and stuff. So basically, you have three ways you can deal with these things. The first one is obviously the melee weapons, which is like knives, bat, a pan, or anything else as a melee weapon that you can use. Guns, ranged weapons, you can use a pistol, shotgun, rifles, sniper rifles, and etc. And for the projectiles, I already said it, grenades or anything else. Guns are useful for ranged combat, but they're very expensive on ammo, so use them wisely. Melee, in other hand, are closed range. They are great for defending without using guns, but only use them for extreme situations, or every time if you're good at dodging. Don't worry, they don't break, so have a blast. Movements of this game consist on 2D movement. You go left and right, you can look up and down. You can crouch, prone, stand up, and aim up if you have a weapon. These will be very useful for certain enemy types that I'll explain later. Oh, and watch out for your back, since, well, you can't really look what's behind you, so always be aware of your surroundings. But that's not all I'm going to add for the game. I'm also going to add puzzles that consist on the storytelling of the game's pursuit of the life of the character that has been torn apart from everything that he had before. So this is basically going to be a story that you have to recover this guy's mind so that he doesn't do anything tragic for, well, his own life. The puzzles will consist on your life memories, how they were fun, how they were a good life that you had before, and yeah, that's practically about it. By the way, this game is going to have choices throughout, well, the parts of the game, and basically each of them have a right and a wrong way you can choose. The right way would be the good ending, the wrong way would be the bad one, and there would be a secret ending for this game, so I'm just throwing this out here. Now let's finally talk about the crafting and, well, the things you're seeing. On this game you have a sanctuary, quote unquote, where you be safe and no things can get you. With that, you'll be able to craft food, resources, ammo, and etc. You won't be able to craft stuff outside in your sanctuary, so remember that. And don't worry, there will be a safe box where you can store your stuff. if you ran out of, well, space on your own. And later in the game, you can find a backpack to help you get more space to carry stuff. Now let's go over the things you're seeing. These things that you're seeing, they are called consciences. Why are they called that? Well, because they are your conscience, which is depression, anxiety, your grief, your anger, your jealousy, hunger, and worry. They are casting upon your conscience, your own mind, your own insanity. Each of them have a unique way of, well, changing you. I'll talk about each one of them and how they will work. Depression. The most common enemy you will find. He's a slow fool and doesn't try to do anything. Since for him, life doesn't matter anymore and he just gave up. So he's extremely easy to defeat. Just shoot him a bunch or melee him a bunch and he'll die easily. Anxiety. He's very anxious about everything, even by nearby stuff on him. He tries to dodge your bullets, so if he crouches, do the same. He worries of, well, the safety of the others and tries to help them as soon as possible. He's basically the healer of the team. He helps his nearby allies by putting up a shield to protect them. Shoot him first so he can get the rest later. Anger. He's just get off with small things and even simple things on his life. He can't bear the anger that he feels, so he releases on the outer world, which is you. This guy's a tank, so ready up your weapons or anything you have for a long and prolonged fight. Try to do charges at you, so try to dodge them as soon as you can. And watch out for his ground stomp. That's gonna create a shockwave and you'll have to jump. Oh, did I even say that it has a jump button? I think I'm gonna add that. That's not even on the script. Okay? Jealousy. He gets jealous over things pretty easy. So he tries to stay behind you at all times without being spotted because he's jealous at you. You have stuff that he doesn't have, so you can't see him coming from behind. Just look behind and you'll find him. But you have to remember, you'll have to kill him really fast because he's a fast boy. So turn around, shoot fast as you can, and boom, eliminated. Hunger. This one is always hungry, and hunger makes him sad. He's like depression, but the only difference is that if you drop a food item, he gets, well, distracted by it. So he's gonna be a pretty easy target to defeat. And plus, if you don't have any food item or less food items, he has a rare chance to drop you one. Just be sure to clean that. I don't know where you keep those foods. And last but not least, grief. He wishes to forget everything by hiding himself in closed spaces or lonely places. So, because, well, he grieves of what he did on his life, and he wishes to forget those. This one is special, since the only way you see him is as if you got into a vent to go on other places. They are very easy to kill, so one hit with a melee weapon or shooting weapon or whatever should do the trick. And of course, there's gonna be bosses in the game. They are gonna be your source of your own thoughts, your own conscience. So they're gonna be reliable and big boss to defeat.
Hey, yeah, future editor Lewis here. One more time. I promise you this is the last time I'm gonna be here to say, yeah, this part, what I meant to say is that the bosses will be reliable on the story making and, on the story and how are they gonna reveal about the character story, you know? That's all I meant to say. And this all happened because Adobe cannot animate over 16,000 frames. So that's why I had to like divide the audios per save. So that's why they cut out like that, and it's all wrong. Well, anyways, by the way, Happy New Year for everyone in, well, Happy New Year. Hope the next year is gonna be better and greater and better than the year before. Alright, on with the video.
And I thought on only including 4 bosses, but then I changed for 5 for secret reasons. Now let's talk about the game stuff and, well, the environment or stuff of this game. The environment and ambience of the game will be a dark and scary tone. The background is gonna be full of black ooze and fog that you don't know where it's coming from or what it's made out of. You don't know what is going on by the sounds you hear throughout your gameplay. Ooh, scary. By the way, this game is gonna have jump scares. Be ready for that. This is to enhance the gameplay experience by its fulliest, making you think of what happened or how that happened. Makes you feel lost and scared of what may come next. And the scariest part, you don't know where the exit is, making this place a living hell for your character. Okay, so now you might be questioning, how are you going to save this game and what difficulty levels this game will have? There's 2 ways you can save your game. One is by sleeping in your bed at your sanctuary, which is your room. You'll feel safe sleeping on your own bed, making sure you forget of the yesterday and think of the tomorrow. Or so it seems. And the second way is on, well, the bathroom. This one will work like a kind of a checkpoint place. Since the bathroom, you also feel safe and alone from the world. And that's where the travel system will work, so that you can travel between your base and checkpoint, if you reach the checkpoint, of course. And so that you don't do, well, tedious walking or exploring in the area. And you have to go back on your base or go, all around this place just so you can craft your items and stuff. You get it. Now, about the difficulty settings. There will be 4, excepting the 4th one. It will consist on beating the game once. Yup, New Game Plus. Who would have thought? The first one would be an obvious one, and it would be the easy-minded mode. Your stamina regenerates a little faster, your sanity bar will drop a little slower, and the consciences only appear if it's dropped down to 90%. And to balance it, you're getting less anti-depression pills to carry on. The consciences will be less challenging, and the bosses will be more easy to defeat. You'll get more ammo, resources, and food, and you'll get hungry, thirsty, less. And finally, there will be more checkpoints. The second one would be the medium-minded mode. It's practically the standard gameplay that I told before. Nothing to say here. The third one will be the hard-minded. This one is going to be pretty hard. Get less ammo, resources, and food. Food and thirst drop more faster. Sanity drops more faster. But the good thing is that there would be more anti-depression pills. Stamina regens more slower, and it can only regen if you stand still. So, think of your dodges well. Consciences will be more harder and smarter. The bosses will have more moves and extra health. And you can't be even safe on your own checkpoints and even your own sanctuary. Last thing is on this difficulty is, well, your own shoes. That's right. Tie your shoes or face plant on the ground. What a freaking stupid idea. And of course, the last one would be the most difficult of all it would be. The most hardest mode you could ever choose. That would be the mental disorder mode. This one would only have one thing to make it hard. No HUD and no indications of enemy attacks. And no, well, hints of an item nearby in the room. That's it. And there would be only your inventory slots. No backpack. And the only way you can access your inventory is as if you paused your game. That's it. And now let's go to the last part of the video. And it is the conclusion. And that would be basically unlock the locked. And I want to know why is it called that way. I want to see if you guys can know it too. Or discover it. And why is it called unlock the locked. It would be a horror, survival, and mental issues based game. It would have a deep story and survival action, choices on the game, and of course, secrets and Easter eggs. If I could make this game, I would totally make a game like this one. But for now, it's only gonna be dreams and thoughts. But who knows? Maybe one of you talented people could do something like this. And of course, don't forget, it's my idea. If you steal it, I will sue you. And that's everything about this video. Again, this video idea wasn't mine. It was another channel's video that I had and that I practically took the idea from. Alright, that's it for real now. Thanks for watching.